Mazuma Boxing back with another video. Alright guys, let's talk about the fight that's been under the radar as of lately, and I really don't know why. I mean, considering that I'm from Philadelphia, a lot of people, of course, that I'm going to take notice that Gabe Rosado is fighting this weekend on Canelo's undercard, but the opponent that he is facing is no joke as well, Willie Monroe Jr. Now, a lot of people criticize Willie Monroe because he quit in that fight with Triple G, but you know, everybody know that man didn't have a shot against Triple G, man. Like, everybody knows this. He was like, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best when he was in his corner talking crazy. But, you know, Triple G is a completely different animal, and I feel like Willie Monroe is completely caught off guard with that fight. And I just feel like he didn't face enough opposition that would get him prepared for Gennady Golovkin. Now, even if he was prepared, I would still have Triple G winning. But besides that, he's a good fighter. Besides all of that, though, man, I was really impressed with his showing against Brian Vera. You know, Brian Vera had a pretty shitty record at the time. He probably had like 8 losses. He probably had like 8 or 9 losses. If I had to go with my gut, I would say like 8 losses. But before that, he had beat 2 undefeated fighters. Now, I don't give a fuck if they're well known or not. The thing is, neither of those guys knew how to lose, so that's pretty impressive. He beat 2 undefeated fighters in a row and came off of beating Brian Vera. I mean, then he came off of that TKO loss to Gennady Golovkin. And then he had lost a split decision against Darnell Boone. Now, Darnell Boone, a lot of people try to write him off as a bum, but this guy, he's a lot better than what his record says. Darnell Boone was actually, he actually beat, I think he beat, what the fuck is this guy's name, man? He beat Adonis Stevenson, I believe. Adonis came back to beat him. But this guy has fought some pretty tough opposition. The man faced Sergey Kovalev. He fought Andre Ward. He knocked down Andre Ward the first time in his professional career. Now, with that being said, this guy is no joke. Like, I mean, it's pretty. I mean, I don't know, man. And then the guy Darnell Boone has 23 losses and only been stopped. He's only been knocked out 5 times. Now that just goes to show how tough of a fighter Darnell Boone is, and he's absolutely better than what his record shows. And that could be asked around the whole boxing community. Whoever knows Darnell Boone knows that although he does lose a lot, he's not a pushover. That's real similar to Gabe Rosado. Like, Gabe Rosado has 9 losses, has been knocked out 4. He's been stopped / I don't think he's ever been knocked out, actually. I just think he's been stopped. He's been stopped. Hold on. He's never been like knocked out. He's been stopped. He got stopped against Angulo. Then he got stopped against Gennady Golovkin. Then he got stopped by Kid Chocolate, which I thought was bullshit. He was actually beating Kid Chocolate. And then he got TKO'd by David Lemieux, and, you know, he broke his like orbital bone or whatever. Now, just because this man Gabe Rosado has 9 losses does not justify that he is a bum. This guy he's pretty fucking good. And Kid Chocolate could tell you that. Jalen Love could tell you that, absolutely, because Gabe Rosado actually ended up, I don't care what nobody says, he knocked down Love in round 6. And after he tested positive for I think it was a diuretic. I think Jalen Love, he was using a diuretic, and whoever was testing that fight had caught him, so they overturned it into a no decision. But they gave the fight to Jalen Love, but Jalen Love lost that fight, and everybody who watched that fight knew that fight was Gabe Rosado's. But you know, that's just the dirty shit that happens in boxing sometimes. Now, I'm rambling on and on about both of these fighters. And while I'm talking about them, it's because these guys are absolutely. This is a solid fight, man. Especially at 160, I think they both moved up. Did they both move up from? I think they both moved up to 160 just to face Triple G. No, I'm wrong. Um, I'm wrong, but because Willie Monroe fought at middleweight a couple times before he faced Triple G, and then he fought at a couple catch weights. But besides all of that, this is a pretty solid fight. Now, this is gonna be my prediction going into this fight. You know, it's hard to say because I think there's gonna be points in the fight where Willie Monroe is gonna make Gabe Rosado struggle, and I think he's gonna get Gabe frustrated. Um, and I think Gabe Rosado's gonna run into some shit, man. Like his defense has gotten better thanks to Fernando Vargas, and like his overall boxing skills have gotten better. You can see, like, although he's old, he's like 30. He's improved, like his technique and his fundamentals are improving thanks to Fernando Vargas. So shout out to him. But I think that Gabe Rosado is gonna run into some trouble with Willie Monroe's boxing skills. The man has great boxing ability, and he likes to refer to himself as a Cuban fighter, and he kind of fights like one, man. He's not. I wouldn't say that he's as elusive as like a fucking Rigondeaux or Landy Lara, but the man he fights pretty similar to them. So that's gonna be hard for Gabe Rosado to take on now. Well, Willie Monroe, with this challenge being in front of Willie Monroe, being on the other side of the plate, this is gonna be, besides Gennady Golovkin, this is gonna, because Gennady stopped him in probably like six. He stopped him and he stopped Triple G stopped Willie Monroe in 6 rounds, but I think this is gonna be his toughest fight. Now, why I say that is because I don't think there's any fighter right now in boxing that has a heart like that has a heart like Gabe Rosado. Like, I really don't. Like, this man is a fucking, he's today's Rocky, like, on some shit. He reminds me of like an Arturo Gatti. Like, this guy will keep coming forward. He doesn't give a fuck how hurt he is. The man face always bust up. The man has terrible scar tissue. He's gonna get split open with a shot. Like, it's almost guaranteed. And the man will continue to come forward, continue to come forward. He's gonna continue to get it. He's gonna make Willie really uncomfortable, really uncomfortable. And it's not like this is new to Gabe Rosado. Gabe Rosado has been in some fucking wars, man. This guy's really been on some wars. He got some impressive wins as well. Like, he beat Soto. He actually stopped Soto Carraz, who just got stopped recently by that Asian guy. Um, he got in a pretty bad fight with Jermell Charlo. You know, Peter Quillen, Jalen Love, Triple G. When he fought Triple G didn't even knock this man down. Like, a lot of people said, well, it's a fact. Triple G had like the flu. So that's probably partly the reason why he wasn't able to knock down he wasn't able to knock down Gabe Rosado, because there's people with lesser power like David Lemieux who actually dropped Gabe Rosado, and Curtis Stevens and BKB knocked down Gabe Rosado. But besides all that, it goes to show how tough he is, because even with the flu, Gennady was showing some truly unbelievable power. And Gabe Rosado even admitted that. He said that when he felt a punch, it was like his whole body, his whole insides rattled. Now, it goes to show how he's able to take a punch. Now, do I think Willie Monroe has the power to stop Gabe Rosado? Absolutely not. The only way I could see Willie Monroe stopping Gabe Rosado is if he opens up some scar tissue and it gets really bad. But other than that, he's definitely not knocking out. He's definitely not knocking out Gabe Rosado. The man only has a 27% KO ratio, 20 wins with 6 knockouts. Now, can I see Gabe Rosado stopping Willie? I mean, the man has shown to have some quit in him, man. And as soon as you show that, it's like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I feel like once you're a quitter, you're always going to be one. And I think Gabe Rosado has the power to hurt Willie, even though his KO percentage isn't that good either. I mean, 23 wins with 13 knockouts, 39% KO ratio. You know, these guys are the hardest punchers. So, but definitely I'll give the power edge to Gabe Rosado. So that's one. In terms of experience, Gabe Rosado has that too. He's been in there with more credible opponents than Willie Monroe. They both have Triple G in common, so that really doesn't help Willie Monroe. He's been in the ring with Joshua Clottey, He been in the ring with Lemieux, Jermell Charlo, Peter Quillen. This is consecutive. This is back to back to back. Jay Leon Love, Gennady Golovkin. That's back to back to back to back to back. Soto Carraz, um, Angulo. It just goes on and on. It goes on and on, man. Now it's no secret who has the experience advantage, who has the power advantage. Now, and in terms of heart, there's no doubt who actually has the most heart between these two. And Gabe Rosado, crazy ass, actually won another fight with Triple G, man. This guy, he's just one of those old school fighters that get in the ring with anybody. So it goes to show like he's willing to do more to win the fight. So I feel like a lot of advantages are in Gabe Rosado's hands, but I wouldn't be surprised if this would turn out to be a draw, or this would be this would be edged out to Willie Monroe because of his boxing ability. Let's just see what happens. But as of right now, I definitely got Gabe Rosado beating Willie Monroe, but probably by a split decision, or he probably edge him in a unanimous decision. Who knows? I mean, that's the best I could go with. If I had to give you an educated guess, I gave y'all my personal input on this, and I got Gabe Rosado winning this fight with Willie Monroe Jr. But anything could happen. But let me know you guys' predictions in the comment section below. This Mazuma Boxing, and we out here.